don't enjoy this.
Recording
I
in
not
progress.
consent to being recorded. Let's go.
I should have said.
Fuck you, you
I
ass.
can also.
I'm suing your ass.
Come to this
See you in
sec-
court, bitch.
Got you, bitch.
Got him.
Motherfucker.
I'm gonna change my name back to something serious because I think we're about to get serious.
I think we are about to die.
Everyone,
Super cereal.
change your bunk names. I need to say this out loud as I type it. Jesse to William. So to catch everyone up to speed, put that shirt down, Jack. You little silly boy. It's about me now. It's everyone focus up on me. Okay.
You don't put up your shirt unless they pay for it.
1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
Yeah, 1, 2,
1,
3.
2, 3.
Eyes
Eyes
on
on you.
When you see
God
the
damn it,
ring of
Bruce.
power be raised, everyone shuts their goddamn mouth.
Don't make me Sildor, you Jesse.
You can try. You need to find me first. Listen. This is a big week, folks. In Philia generally. Over the past couple of months, there has been a rising tide of corruption through the actions of a cult. First, it was the human province, then tensions at the border between orcs and elves. And as news reached all the way north, there were phrases repeated to remember not to repeat the events of the past. Faith Stand, Eladin Field, Nithium Trucemark. Since then, there's also been Aprazol, Izel, and countless others. As 3 different parties coalesced towards the same goal, unbeknownst to them. The first 2 started heading to this Izel, trying to save the Lord Donmire, not knowing that it would require the sacrifice of an ancient gold dragon named Gygarat. There, you came face to face with the Oracle of Cracked Eyes, the architect of events in Philia. He killed Gygarat, he killed Plyvorn, he feeble-minded Lord Donmire, and he brought through the divine emissary of the god Barundus, the Manipulator. 2 such parties fled to a nearby city, Morel, where they found unexpected help. There was some processing of griefs, and then traveling west, breaking through or attempting to break through a corrupted territory on their way to the meeting of the monarch in the Quarian wetlands, where the powers that be in Philia will unite once and for all, and as a collective deal with this corruption problem. On the way there, you encountered another party in need. This is where our third group comes in, and where we meet Arden from tonight. They were being hunted along with some people called Eternal Guardians and some Knights of the Red Court by crystalline hatred. They were saved both by members of the party present and Lord Donmire. And the Council of Bunkie occurred in the following days, where a redeemed cultist put forth the idea that more people like him were out there. That as the corruption grows and lives are lost by the thousands, not every person who has been involved can stomach to see that. The parties went toward a city called Listel. Smaller city, fallen to corruption, crystalline seer at the center. Two parties went, or two divisions, two groups, made up between the three parties, went towards the center of the city to try to corrupt the corrupted, and did so with some degrees of success. But our dear Xana came into a fortunate and unfortunate circumstance in finding their father. Using the magic of your patron, you revealed to him the truth of events and the other side that he had not seen. You made one mistake in showing him Izel. And through that, the Oracle of Cracked Eyes saw you in the memory. The feeling of the corrupted city, with crystalline rifts tearing through it, in this static image, you all began to run as the crystalline hatred began to look, leaving behind your seed of corruption amongst the seed of unrest, which is the name of the divine emissary, which is the crystalline hatred and stuff, in case anyone didn't know that. It's just a little bit of lore for you there.
That's my job.
You all gathered together outside the city with Xana's father in tow. Between Asterion and Tom, you helped Xana and their father and our dear friend, the NPC Rudri, escape a bit faster. A number of minutes went by as they were getting ahead while the rest of the party waited for the other characters to arrive. There was a feeling of disconnect with the spells, Find Steed and Fly. And we'll pick up there. As you tumble to the ground, Xana, your father and Rudri, immediately as he attempts to get to his feet, kind of crawling on the ground, picking back up his sword and kind of sheathing it as he goes toward you. Xana, are you okay?
I'm fine. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Stands up. We'll help your father up.
I'll help my dad up too.
As if stepping out from behind something. To your right, stepping further kind of this way. The Oracle of Cracked Eyes makes himself known. Your father, only with reputation, recognizes this figure. You see the Oracle of Cracked Eyes gives a curious look. Does the quick math between you and your father. Has a slight villainous smile. Curious. Do you want to beg, or do you want this to be over?
There's not anything I can say to convince you, is there?
Big smile on his face. Rudri will kind of step forward and to the side, slowly trying to get some sense of flanking, slowly drawing his sword. And there's a chuckle in the Oracle of Cracked Eyes. How many people was it last time? 10? And a dragon. Now this is Jesse speaking. The tones are very similar.
How many
and
players is a dragon worth?
Ancient
Jesse,
Gold
do
Dragon,
that math for us
a
real
lot.
quick.
It's a lot.
lot of
how
low-level
many level
characters.
6 characters? Yeah. It's a lot, folks.
How long is this happening over?
This
As soon as it
seconds.
drops from when it drops.
Real time, seconds.
Okay.
We'll get to you in a while.
Hey, anybody got haste? Because I can fucking move.
Yeah, listen, someone get out the haste. Some of us can dash. We can make this happen.
I could burn all my teleports.
I can teleport twice.
We're in this moment now, folks.
Sorry, no, Misty Step is 30. I cannot teleport. That would be worse.
Xana, there's only one thing you really can't do, which is give in to the voices and see what comes out. You don't even have seconds. You have a moment. You have your father on your right, Rudri on the left, and the Oracle of Cracked Eyes in front of you, who's about to say a word and end your life.
So fast, I'm going to just mutter. So sorry, I love you, and I'm gonna give in. I'm not going down without a fight.
There's an immediate sensation of ringing in your ears and kind of like a hot flash. Vision kind of gets blurred. In this moment in time, this wave of psychic energy emits and physically like bends and twists the trees, not in ways that breaks the wood, but as if they are supposed to do that, like blades of grass. The Oracle of Cracked Eyes, I mean, psychic is kind of his domain, but this is powerful. Hesitates for a second and has to like put his hands up and like is pushed back a couple of feet. Your dad, for all it's worth, will do his Eldritch Blasts forward. Ruji will attempt to take a step with the kind of motion of this psychic wave. But everything happens very quickly. From your perspective, it happens slow. And the one thing that I think perhaps Xana might be grateful for is that you only see what happens to you and not what follows. What is Xana thinking in these moments? Or feeling, reflections, whatever?
I really feel like this is a last-ditch effort to somehow steal more time with Rudri, more time with the Bunky Huel, more time with their father, who this is the first time they've seen him in person since they were 12. And I think they're not in a position to stop Rudri and their father from making moves against the Oracle, but that scares them because they don't want those two to become targets of him next. And they want to see this Oracle fucking dead for trying to take them away from these people they love, for stealing all of that time they could have had with their father in the first place, for taking Clivorn's life, for hurting Falia like this. They want to see him dead.
I think that there is a pain Xana feels in this moment, that feeling of wanting this specific person dead. That is almost like a conduit. I think everyone in this country who has suffered and lost in the past months feels that, not towards the specific person, but they know it's towards something. This invisible figure. This feeling repeated again and again, thousands, if not millions of times across the land. But most strongly in this moment felt by you. I don't think I need to ask it, but just to be clear, Xana does have less than 100 hit points.
Let me get you an exact number. 51.
51. Yeah.
Halfway there.
So, first 9th level spell slot of the day takes out the second warlock. You feel your body stop. And the last individual feeling you have before you become part of something that's much more horrifying experience of life is the feeling of being pulled backwards through space out of your body. Not passing through Mortesh and the rivers that take you beyond, but directly to something else, much worse. It is good that happens first. Rudri, I will do him the decency of rolling his attacks. If I can find a surface to roll on, I will use my map tile, and I'll have to take my cookies away.
I think it's very
Fuck
funny.
your terrible ass
Personally.
cookies. Your
Fuck
terrible
your
ass
cookies.
cookies.
Even
Can
if
I-
it's a long
Flavor of those
tile, I
cookies.
Can I say something
Raisin,
for
like
flavor?
oatmeal or some
Yes.
shit.
So I think as that spell connects and as they're pulled out of their body and as their body falls, the golden wings that resemble Gygrad's spring from their back. And as they hit the ground, they dissolve and fade away.
Gygarad's influence on this land, though powerful, fades each passing day. I have to put a stack of tiles back now. Two hits on with Rudri. He does an inconsequential amount of damage to the Oracle of Cracked Eyes with every fiber of his being. Rudri has a dexterity of -1. Two legendary actions. Oracle of Cracked Eyes will cast Disintegrate. The minimum damage on 10d6 plus 40 is his exact hit points. Even from this distance, I imagine the rest of the party is already on their way. The moment the spells drop, you're on your way. The sound the scream of a father losing his child echoes through the air and haunts you to your core. A brief moment where at first you stop because it's almost like an alien feeling. And then there's a moment to realize that that's a direction. Now we can get into the other side of the party from the moment that the spells dropped. Asterion and Tom first to react and look at each other. They are again at dashing with fly and fine steed, which is 60 feet. Each action dashing 120 feet, a great distance away.
I can't even cast Fine Steed again. That takes 10 minutes.
What are the actions being taken?
Action, dash, bonus action, Misty Step. I can only do that twice, but it gets me ahead.
Asterion stops. Looks over at Arden. Is Arden here? Seeing Tom run away
Gone.
and thinking. Asterion walks up to Arden.
He's
Reach
sitting. He'd be sitting on like a tree branch or something. So he looks down at you as you walk up.
Want to speak to whoever the fuck I made this deal with. Now. Fucking now.
You made it with me. You're speaking to him.
There's nothing beyond you. There must be. Fucking what do you serve? No one works for nothing.
I serve the Red Court.
Yeah, them, whatever, I don't care. Now.
Are you sure?
Yes, I will give everything. I don't care anymore. Do it. I'm not fucking with you. I will fucking burn down wherever you came from. Do it. That's all I have. You'll kill me either way.
I drop down. I circle Asterion for like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And then I stare at him and I say, conviction. I like that.
Don't fucking care what you like.
I'll contact I'll see if the nameless Red Archfey responds.
I imagine at this time, the rest of the party, as soon as Tom is left and Asterion begins to not act up, like his mood changes, you know something's wrong, and I assume that the rest of you follow in the footsteps of Tom. Yes.
Nasties doesn't. They stay with Asterion.
Okay. Yes, Tom?
I am screaming into my sending leaf that I stole off of Jmia to get help.
So, without any ability of magic, to clear the distance, all of you will arrive well outside the bounds of Revivify. Arden, Asterion, Narcisse left behind. You see Xana's father holding a lifeless body of your friend in his arms. You see a pile of ash.
I'm assuming I'm the first one to get there, and I will kneel down next to Xana's father, and I will just put my hand on his shoulder. It's just a comforting presence. I won't say anything.
Lauren is going to say something. Get away from them. Step away.
To the father or to Tom?
Yeah. No, to Xana's dad.
I don't think he even hears the words.
Because of you. They're dead because of you, you know.
I'm gonna command to be quiet.
What's your saving throw?
15 wisdom.
Uh,
And I am not letting you get the +3.
From your own bonus.
Yeah.
You're not using my bonus to saving throws.
ooh, you 7.
Shut up. And as I say that, you feel like a golden and red flowery hand go over your mouth, and you are suddenly unable to speak.
It's very bad timing for Tucker to come in explaining what's happened.
Yeah. Tucker, guess who's dead?
Yeah, everyone just fill it in the chat.
It's a guessing game.
I already spilled the beans. Just you can't believe he used disintegrate.
He's smart. Aelith, you're assuming coming up. You see Lorna in that moment, and you see, command lasts 6 seconds. Is there anything you do in that time to like change course, provide comfort, anything?
I'm assuming I would have heard just like that whole Lorna and Tom
Everyone
interaction.
was there shortly. All characters, or anyone who isn't the Elijahs and Jack.
My command was very loud. Anybody could have heard it.
And Lorna does obviously shut up because of this command, but she's just, her lips are shut, but she's just crying. And she looks furious and tears.
With nowhere to direct the anger, it's harder to face.
Aelith looks very pissed. He looks at Tom and says, "Don't talk to her like that. She's just trying to help." And we'll walk over to Xana's dad and ask what happened.
I don't think that there is anything in the world outside of him and Xana. I don't think anything exists at all. There's no words that will fall upon his ears. David's joining now. Bad time. There are no words that will fall upon his ears. There's nothing that it just nothing exists.
Noticing that, he'll like shake him a bit see no reaction and try to take Xana out of his arms.
Before he does any of that, I would like to command him to back off.
Well,
I've dealt with
I'm just gonna counterspell. You're commanding people too much.
yeah, that's fair. For the moment, so as
Too
I
power
think,
hungry, Tom.
He needs his goddamn space, people.
I think, as you kind of
My
put
hands
your
are shaking so much.
There's ways to
Do you
communicate
flirt
that
with them?
without
You
Almost
do.
dropped.
magically commanding people.
Yeah, but it's the most effective.
as Tom goes for the spell, and Sam, his own friends, just takes it out. You kind of sliding your hands underneath Xana's body and kind of like lifting them from his hands. There's a moment where he makes eye contact with you. And this man looks like a lost child. He doesn't really know what's going on. He doesn't stop you. But he'll just kind of stay there on his knees in his shame and regret. By the way, David, so we killed Xana.
I think David is having technical issues.
I said it in the chat.
Disintegrated
Oh, okay.
Rudery.
I said it
Put
both
it in the chat. Oh, this Elijah, Elijah, this music is too powerful.
Reset to 1
Dude.
when it gets bad.
Okay, cool.
You can kill me, but to disintegrate my rudery.
No, shut the fuck. None of it's okay.
How are the Bunky Chul going to function without their resident therapist?
Oh, no. Keep
Shut
going.
up.
I need to see what happens. I can't sit in it. Keep going. Please, for the love of God.
Elijah said in the clouds.
Can Aurelius step forward to the father?
Sure, yeah.
And I think he's going to hold a hand out to him, and he's going to say, "You and I are of very similar backgrounds. Your child was one of the first in this group to reach out to me. You know, they taught me to read. I think it would be kindest if we keep going."
The only thing I think he hears is "you're like me." And maybe in some sense, there's some look of guilt that you either share or recognize from past experiences. But we'll just take your hand, and I imagine, I don't know what your like character strength is, but I imagine as a dragonborn you're a bit stronger, and like pull him to his feet.
6 packs abs, obviously. All half of them.
But yeah,
a little scrawny, but like I imagine he kind of like, whoa. Like
I pull him up, and like a buoy tied on a rope to the end of a boat just kind of drags along, without his own kind of sense of will. Arden, you would like to reach out to the nameless red.
And now we have to
Yeah. I will.
Okay. Tom has already sent a message. Something has happened. Let's do. So you're an important knight in that court. I don't think that this this is not going to be a you roll. I think you're within your rights to ask. I think this is an issue of the many events in Philia. If they have power to spare. I am going to find, I'm going to take too much time to find an appropriately colored die. That is just red. I am going to try to, there's a red crystal one. That's a bad omen though.
Would everyone feel better or worse if I offered a turtle cameo on this fine day?
Please give me a turtle. Please give me a turtle.
Turtle.
Better.
There any words I could say?
Oh, big stretch.
Red. I'd like to say a few words if it might help.
You can. I'm unfortunately going to have to use the red crystal die because I have 100 d20s. What words do you deliver with this message or this plea?
I think Arden, in whatever like sort of domain he ends up in when he like contacts the nameless red, I think he gets down on one knee and bows his head very respectfully, and he says, "Nameless red, my master, my lord. Oftentimes, when I call upon you, it is as a friend. And I never call upon you for such a grave or tremendous task. But you know that when I do, it is because I genuinely need it. Some folk that I have been traveling with seem to have lost a dear compatriot and comrade. In the grand scheme of things, sure it might mean nothing, but to them this is significant. I know that you are kind and patient. I will side with whatever decision you make, but I ask this time, make one with kindness.
I'll do anything. Please.
Arden, you feel part of a presence. And with that, I will give you the opportunity to share what you are about to see with Asterion. If you would like.
I think I like put my hand on his head, and where I touch his head, my tattoos begin to glow, and it'll like kind of indicate that our vision is shared.
The two of you, as Narcisse sees this, in theme or in aesthetic with the nameless red archfey, your eyes look as though there is a ribbon being pulled across them from underneath the eyelid. Just constantly, not in a grating way. Though as much as it pulls, it never changes form or feeling. This unending motion.
The worms part for the ribbon.
Um, you see thousands of images on the East Coast, elven cities falling to the divine emissary, crystalline seers breaching through temples, and on the far west coast, in the halfling province of Falano, see halflings running away from crystalline hatred as the same happens over there. And you see the reach of the Archfey, saving as many lives, moving them away. There is not even a moment to give, but only to share these feelings and images. And with these images and feelings, I should say, is such a profound, almost newborn sorrow of a being who is desperately trying to honor many pacts and understand the feelings of mortals. It's almost like teaching an AI to be sad, and it becomes depressed.
Do I get the sense that, being that I've known the Red Fae for the Nameless Red for as long as I have, that this is like him saying, I wish I could help?
It's like if there was even a fraction of power to share in this moment.
I think I'll take my hand off of Asterion's head, and I'll say, I'm sorry. I truly am, but he is powerful, but he is not all present.
Fucking do it. Just fucking do it. Save anyone anymore.
I
Fucking failure to all who love me.
I'll put a hand on his shoulder and I'll say, I wish I had the power to bring back your friend. I wish the Nameless Red Archfey could do something. We have been dealt a terrible hand in this game of life we play. The only thing we can do from here now is play with the cards we're dealt, friend. Mourn, cry, do what you must. Be with your friends in this moment. They need you more than I do. I will experience many losses, many hundreds of thousands of losses. this one. Be with your friends.
We had a fucking deal, didn't we?
Yes. And for failure of your deal, you will, once your adventure is done, accompany me back to the Feywild. You will serve me, do as I say, till time immemorial. But go now. Be with the ones you care about. The ones that are still left. Mourn.
Asterion will turn around and look over and notice that Narcisse is standing behind him.
They've had these crystalline talons ready and poised to move at a moment's notice. And this development does not put them at ease.
Asterion walks up, grabs their hands, crystals and all, and pulls them up in for a hug and begins to sob.
Narcisse holds them. They do their best to be comforting. Their hands like rubbing over back. It's a very tight fucking hug. I don't think they notice that they're crying.
I'll walk past the two of them toward where everyone headed off to, and I say, I cannot bring back your friend, but I can make sure that their death, they're buried with some dignity and some honor. And I'll just begin to walk.
I just need to somewhat briefly break the tension, but Flip knows too much about things in my world. And
I see. You had to humble
I
them.
watched the podcast, Jesse.
I might withhold on devastating everyone that much.
And I knew too much.
Devastated though.
This plotted assassination is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
There's one thing Xana didn't know though.
Oh yeah.
there is a poem that I wrote. Or not my poem, just a series of phrases I wrote like a year and a half, I don't know, a time ago, when I killed another player character. That was very unexpected. And it was another half elf. Their mom was an elf. And I thought that with elves having these long lives and half elves having these short lives, that there would be these poems for these half elven children who their parents will inevitably see die. And that there is like a practiced kind of poem. One of two things will happen in reading that. I pulled out the book. One of two things will happen. either I will break down completely and I won't get through it and everyone will cry, or I won't resonate with it and it'll just be kind of like awkward of like, here's this thing. So I because I'm not prepared for that, that will remain unheard. Because guess what? When that party had that character die, they didn't fucking tell the parents. So that poem has remained to be unheard.
Yeah, now I kind of want to hear it, or at least
Yeah,
read.
I mean, my guy.
It's okay. So I'll fucking read it. As a
Oh,
thematic.
see,
As a thematic.
I already wrote it down in the notes.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Jesse wrote some phrases. Wow, I'm excited. Poetry.
As a thematic little transition into the next part. So this is meant to be repeated, partially because if you repeat sad things enough, they become sadder, and partially because I think like in moments of grief for elderly parents, this is kind of like the only thing you can do. So, and also reading the first line, I might go back and change it to make it more gender neutral, but it starts off, our sons and daughters are brief stars burning bright in the night. That's so fucking sad. I will love you longer than you can know me, for more lifetimes than one should bear. I will carry you with me to every horizon. When you are old and I am still young, until you are cold in winter's embrace, I will remember you beyond 1,000 rivers, and I will love you through every night and every day, here and after. And then repeated until cannot be repeated anymore.
Let's see.
Do it, pussy, you won't.
Would it be okay if while Arden is walking up to like, because I think he would, as a knight of the Red Archfey, and being that I feel he would feel some sort of responsibility of like not being able to help this Xana. I feel he would want to at least bury them with some sort of honor, respect. And would it be okay if like he's kind of saying this mantra out loud and walking toward Xana's body as almost sort of him saying this mantra is him being sad. Not that he knew Xana very closely, but he understands the pain of loss, and through saying this mantra, I think it resonates with him.
I would tentatively allow, because that's very precious to me, but is someone who has this oath to Philia and its people, similarly to Tom. Although I imagine Arden says it with a great deal of reverence because it does not belong to him. He has no half-elven children. And this is a very old phrase passed along many lands and many countries. I would say yes. In kind of sharing the or helping bear the weight, I suppose. And I think to Arden, I imagine that to him, it's also about all Caliban, Lord of all of the other people that he's not been able to save, and those unnamed.
I think as he walks up to Xana's father, he feels like what would be like the intense cold of like a blizzard storm, and he kneels down, arms outstretched, and he gives him a look of sadness and says, I am someone who is supposed to protect others. I failed at every step. If you would allow me to, bury your child, burn it, whatever you wish. Just allow me to perform the ceremony.
For the purposes of this scene, I think before approaching, you were finishing one of the phrases, and you can see him mouthing along. He won't explicitly agree, but he will defer to you. And I imagine those who have connections with the nameless red archfey, as you are underneath the canopy that they are supposed to protect, will assist Arden in this ceremony. So that is Sam, that is Tom.
I look Funky Cool and I say, if there are any mementos or any final words you want to say before I begin, please.
Yeah. But yeah. Lorna's gonna. Oh, sorry, Jack. Do you want to go?
Oh no, go first.
Looked in the chat. Lorna's gonna kneel next to Xana's body and just touch their forehead and cast gentle repose. And she's shaking and crying and that's all I can do. She's gonna look to Aelith and Narcisse and the rest.
Narcisse approaches, kind of arm half in their bag, pulling some stuff out. Hand goes up to the necklace they've kind of had against their chest. And it is the half bottle left of white spirit from Geigerad's funeral, and the vial of holy water that Quint gave them. That they set down with Xana. And in a final passing moment, we'll just kind of hand in their hair, give them a little ruffle, and then step away.
Elijah.
Asterion looks down at Xana. I'm sorry. I love you. Never forget you. Sorry we didn't have enough time together. He'll take a few things out of a pouch on his belt. He'll throw them in the air as patterns of stars and circles and spheres and fill up the night sky and glow every color of green, illuminating everyone. And I cast hypnotic pattern in the air above the grave.
I'd imagine Aelith has been repeating the elfin phrases under his, like, quietly under his breath, tears streaming down his face. And is there any indication that the ashes are Rudri's? Other than that, they're like random pile of ash.
One of them little dragonology books just sitting on top.
What does Stereon know?
Let me check.
He was dragon autistic until the very end.
Does it take their armor?
No.
Hey, they got good armor.
I imagine
I'm gonna fight you.
If you
guys, I'm gonna
Rudri's
fucking fight you.
disintegrated corpse,
He was one of
kill
my
him
kin.
myself.
He was one of my kin.
He was
And Droxus will kill every one of your characters.
He was my boyfriend.
Yeah.
You're
dead. You're dead.
You can't have a boyfriend.
so.
I don't even get to share an afterlife with him.
So.
Or she had any magical objects that might be there.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Like, that's what doesn't disintegrate is the magic.
That is the only thing that does.
Does he have any magical?
No,
for
shut
purpose,
up.
For the purpose of this.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I would have probably assumed Arden would put them in like the ceremonial pyre.
Yeah.
I think it would be a burial that would be appropriate.
Okay.
On a burning. But
okay.
I'm assuming me and Brick would be on that, burying our kin.
Rudri had a holy symbol and a sword that we can assume were magical to some degree to not be disintegrated by the spell.
I want to pick up the ashes and put them on top of Xana. As he's just repeating those phrases over and over again.
Because you said it, I'm gonna throw it at one more time.
Quick, Trixie.
It's
we need you to
fine.
read it real slowly, Jesse.
No, it's recorded. It's fine.
I'll also I'll like type it out for all of you, so you just stay in the moment, or unless you want to escape the moment and type it out, fine.
No, all enchanted.
Again, Aelith, Arden, and not even with the strength to say the words, with almost no breath in his lungs, but Xana's father mouthing along. Our sons and daughters, our brief stars burning bright in the night. I will love you longer than you can know me, for more lifetimes than one should bear. I will carry you with me to every horizon. When you are old and I am still young, until you are cold in winter's embrace, I will remember you beyond 1,000 rivers, and I will love you through every night and every day, here and after. There is a very short window of time as the Oracle of Cracked Eyes is acting against your actions in Listel. Mechanically, anyone can take a long rest. But within 12 hours, as the cultists begin to have revelations about the nature of what they're doing. You will have to face the crystalline seer who has breached through at the center of Wisdom. There is only so much time to mourn. I will give everyone more moments to add anything they want to these scenes. Before what I imagine is a very long period of silence as the words are largely taken from you before whatever attempt with this fight will be made. I'll leave the floor open. Just raise your hands and then I'll call people out for whoever wants to add something. Tom.
As Xana is burning.
Not burning.
Not
buried.
burning, sorry, buried. I will say, we will have our revenge. Nothing will stop the strength of our fury. The Oracle has yet to experience true loss, and unto him we shall deliver it. We will rain destruction upon him and whatever fools dare to stand between us and our goal. Xana and Rudri were not the first, and I doubt they'll be the last. Every loss in the name of Fulia. United we stand, and united we will seek our vengeance.
Elder Elijah.
I think to begin this him casting ceremony, I think he after saying the phrase, this poem, I think he would wherever the burial circle is, he picks up Xana, places them in the thing, and then he sits crisscross and druid craft some red flower petals, and the words to begin the ceremony are, "Oh, there do I see the blessed land. A child has wandered from their home into a new one, frolicking in lands which they do not know, but that does not mean they are not welcome. Blessed land, I beg of thee, watch over them in their new travels. Let them be cared for, let them be loved, and let them find solace in rest. I, the great speaker between life and death, do ask this final request for this wayward soul. Let them feel at home. And please, let their loved ones know that they are found and are loved."
This is just a question for Tom that I imagine he keeps to himself. But I believe Xana told you about where Plyvorn was. And I think, and Flip, you can correct me if I'm wrong, very hard to keep track of all these silly little players I have. But I think, was Tom the only one who knew the truth?
I think Tom's the only one who knew the truth. I think they've probably expressed the sort of realization that they can't properly die to the bunkicule, but I think Tom's the only one who like knows.
Will not share this. He'll let everybody live in their bliss. That eventually they might see Xana again, but
yeah. You as Arden delivers these words, and everyone is in their moments of grief, you hold in your heart a horrible truth. There is no afterlife or peace. And the small island of solace amongst an ocean of pain is the knowledge that Xana and Plyborn might now have each other. But there is no bird that is coming to collect Xana's soul. But again, I think everyone else will take some days to realize what you did or did not see. Does anyone have anything else? Lorna.
I think before Xana is like their grave is dug, Lorna's gonna whisper into their hair. And it's just a thing that even Xana won't hear. But I think Lorna whispers, "You were the brightest star I'd ever seen. You had a kindness that I'd never experienced, and a brilliance that I can't believe existed in the world. And you cared, and you used that, and you cared about Felia when none of us did. And you stayed caring about Felia, and I don't get why. And I still don't get why. But whatever thing, we're gonna see your dream come true. We're gonna see this through. Because you fucking deserve it. And I wish we had more time with you. And I wish I was more powerful so I could bring you back. But I hope that wherever you're now, wherever you are now, it's better.
As she says better, Tom is he is finally like taking it all in what happened. He is full sobbing.
There is a note that I would like to expand on. None of the characters are aware of the mechanics of what I am about to explain. But the dream you mentioned, the dreams of the faithful, both the people who have claimed that title down south and have risen up against this cult and this tide of corruption, there is or has been a revelation for a long time. That it is the dreams and aspirations of a better future that form it. In a very literal way, that is what creates realms of the Godlands. That is what Wilwyn is a part of. That is what Xana, even in their state, attached to that strange series of creatures buried deep within the soil, might eventually be a part of. There has to be something to aspire to. Younger Elijah, you had something?
Only for later in the night. I just didn't know if this was encompassing everything in the next few days before the fight, or this current.
The fight
It's happening.
happens by the end of the day.
We've got 12 hours.
So this happens when we're going to bed, so I can wait.
Okay.
If we survive.
Anyone else? Okay. We will take, actually, so let me do some more narration. As you lower Xana into the ground, I think there is a feeling after seemingly meaningless deaths that this death has to mean something, or else it is all for nothing. Again, echoing what Lorna said, there is a dream that must be carried on. As you all look at Xana's face for the last time in the material world, having only hopes that maybe you can see them again in some other place. The dirt covering, and I imagine with the druids present or whatever powers, might have some kind of growth over top. All returning to prepare for what you have to do, despite the fact that you may not be ready for it. Asterion will use this as the opportunity for you to do whatever you're thinking.
As we're all kind of bedding down for the night, wherever that is, I don't know if Narcisse left Asterion on the side, but
I think. Oh.
Yep.
I think if everyone's getting ready to settle down for the night, then they've excused themselves.
Okay. Well, when everyone's about to go to bed and a bunch of people are, or maybe after everyone has laid down for the rest of the night, Asterion will kind of go to Narcisse. Asterion will kind of plop down next to Narcisse. Just kind of staring blankly against the grass. I don't want to be alone right now. Can I stay with you?
Will you make me a promise?
Depends what it is.
You're not leaving. You are not leaving me. Not now. Not after this. Not after however many steps it takes to knock Thalia down and build it up again. You are not leaving.
I would kill every god to stay with you. I promise. No one will get in my way. Not again.
And Cecil kind of shimmy over.
I think Asterion would kind of put his arm around Narcisse and just kind of like kiss the side of their head and just lay it against their head.
Well, now is not the time to be adjusting your position, please.
Also fucking menace. So,
Sam would have one thing he'd do before the night's up.
for sure.
Because it looks like we're going toward a situation that he's leaning towards. Not so confident that we're not going to repeat what's in Azel, and between Azel now we've made contact with those people, so he would go to communicate with those people.
Which people?
The secret fence.
Oh.
Well, the one person we couldn't tell is gone now, so
Well, there's other people who aren't there.
Yeah, there's people who just don't have the secret. What are you
You guys want to go on vacation real quick? We promise.
Please.
I think for the most part, in order to contact them, like you have to go back to that place.
Okay. I didn't know if it was sending was enough, that they gave us one person to send to.
I think with the nature of where they are and how they got there, I think the sentiment was that they would contact you if necessary. We'd love those people to get involved, but
don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah.
I'd really like them to start calling right about now.
Yeah.
The redacteds are gonna catch these hands.
I wouldn't try it if I were you.
Yes, Elder Elijah.
Being that I'm an Eladrin and I don't really need to take a long rest, I can do the 4 hours kind of trance thing, and then just that'll count as my long rest.
Yeah.
I think Arden spends the basically whatever hours we have just kind of watching everyone as he sits on a high tree branch on one of the tallest trees he can find, and he just probably tranced, and then for the rest of the night he just kind of just watched everyone.
For sure.
Just to make sure.
Aurelius.
Sorry, I have a mechanics issue as well. I was wondering if I could take a series of short rests instead.
Yes, but for what purpose?
Oh, I'm a
That
coffee build.
warlock. Yeah, that warlock sorcerer shit. I see you.
It's okay, you can veto it.
I just don't know what that means. I'm not. I know of the coffee lock, but
It's using sorcery points to convert into spell slots.
Mhm.
It's a weird balance of using sorcery points so you never run out of warlock shit. That's why it's called the coffee lock. You're essentially hopping up on caffeine and then casting a crap ton of spells.
oh, so what?
Because you can use every short rest you regain spell slots as a warlock.
Mhm.
So you can consistently be creating sorcery points that you can then use to cast spells as bonus actions, and also like as spell slots. So you can convert them to spell slots as bonus actions.
Yes, I'm just confused as to like what this, because like there's
You basically get.
I just to what I'm thinking you're intending here, because like if you're just going to like use your warlock spells to cast spells now to like, so it's like mage armor or like whatever non-concentration stuff to put up, and then like regain this stuff back, because like there's only a limit to how many sorcery points you can get. You can't have more than your level. So if that's the logic there, then I don't think that quite works out.
It kind of is. It depends on the logic and the sorcery points, because it depends on if you have it as a pool or a cap, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Which either it's not it's one of those fun things where the DM guide is not specific enough.
Mm.
And they never fixed it. So
yeah, I would
Yeah.
say
That's where the coffee lock build comes in.
I would say I imagine the intention is a cap. If there's any other things that are useful that you can do with using sorcery points and regaining them, feel free to do so. But yeah, I will interpret that as a cap.
word.
Okay. And we'll take our 10-minute break here. Yes, Elijah.
I'm gonna text you something
Okay.
for when you come back.
Is what
while
you're
I-
texting Jesse, fuck you? Because
Yeah,
I'm going to say it
I
out
opened up my
loud.
message and
Fuck you,
everyone's like,
Jesse.
It is not.
Let's do it
Jesse,
now.
I'm
It
gonna
should
text it to
be.
you, and just do it as well.
okay, gotcha. See
Also,
everyone.
Flip, fuck you.
Me? Flip is like, I thought I would have a chance.
I'm taking my 10-minute break now. So
Go,
will you do
go.
it?
That's it.
I'm
I'm
with
done.
you, Jesse.
Go, run away.
That's all the fuck's gone.
Hey guys, how you doing? How's everybody?
The
I
bunky
didn't
cure
I
cry
just
at
will
wanna
all.
no
say,
longer
I've been
be the
thinking-
bunky cure.
I've
We're a
been
bunky
thinking about this
cure.
happening since Wednesday, and I had so many thoughts about how the scene was gonna go, and then it went none of those ways. I
Yeah,
was like, whoa.
yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna go take my break.
Understandable.
How could
How
I take a break?
dare
I'm
you?
just here.
Everything
Flip
fucking
said in
hurts.
chat, I'm gonna
Everything
do
fucking-
cool fancy makeup things to be Xana. Is that Brandon just patting Tucker on the head? Good for Brandon.
Oh,
Also, Tucker, I appreciate the hair. You're all trimmed up.
I wish our secret friends were like less helpful so they could be helpful for smaller things.
Like they weren't so fucking crucial.
They're too ex machina of helpful, so I'm just like, okay, what do we apply for smaller things for help?
who do we go to for like a small?
I need like a
loan?
medium level of helpful friends,
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
a
yeah.
ex machina helpful friends.
I don't-
life loan. That's what we're looking for. here.
You're telling
Yeah.
me we can't go to the space between redacted and speak to the redacted and get them to simply unexist the Oracle of Cracked Eyes?
I just like I said, there's
I
like
just keep
one
trying to reach out to
secret I like
deities
to
and
help.
strong
That's
people,
all
and
I
they keep
want.
failing
Right,
me. So I
right.
guess I have to go to the extreme end of it.
So who here has played Gears of War, and who knows what the Hammer of Dawn is?
Yes.
We're gonna
Any of us.
fucking. So it's
Oh,
a
I need to-
satellite on the moon that concentrates sunlight and fucking obliterates whatever you pointed at.
That makes sense. It's
That's
like
that's
it's like
that's
a
the
magnifying
plan.
glass.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I need to make sure Arden prepares his moonbeam because they're the only druid.
Arden,
To be
please
fair,
come through with that moonbeam. I'm coming through with that bless. So
Okay.
Just-
So we do have a plan to kill a seer in less than a turn.
I think.
Why
We-
were none of us informed of the plan?
Yeah, who's this plan?
You
There are
you
two
You're
talking to
people
yourself.
in your party
No,
here.
no.
What was the plan?
Matt, you remember it. We did it with fucking I bet David
That's a
remembers.
different thing. That's a completely different
No.
situation. What are we
But
talking?
it might work.
No,
It
that's
might
a different character,
This
different step.
seer
We
has
fought one of
already
the blessed
emerged.
ambassadors. That's different than a
No,
seer.
I know, but it might work.
No, because we have no
Different
prep.
stat block,
They have the
different
prep.
beast.
Sam was like,
And there's
stop with this delusion.
25 different other characters nearby.
Everybody in this cult so far has been weak in strength and wisdom.
Oh.
Oh wait, wisdom. Hold on. Let me
Or the
have something.
specific
Yeah,
hatreds who
Trixie,
are
get
or
those wisdom
sapient and
saving throw
transforming.
spells
I have
out.
a-
Let me
Y'all-
get my wait.
Y'all
wait.
deal with the hatreds. I can debuff the shit out of anybody who is not strong and unwise.
No, fuck, it's charisma. You think they're getting charisma?
Yes, they're
Yeah.
warlocks.
They're immune
Oh,
to charisma shit.
Never mind.
That's their whole thing.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
They're immune to being charmed.
I
I'm
can.
gonna give you.
I hear Tice saying focus on the hatred,
No,
but what I'm hearing Narcisse say in my little brain is avenge Xana at all costs.
Yep.
No.
What do you think
Oh, we're
my
gonna get a
The same
entire
we
TPK.
also have to
classes?
fuck off those side casters who counterspell everything for the dudes.
The
Ah.
Bunkicule cannot exist without Xana and Rudri. So here's what's going to happen in this session. The Bunkicule are going to TPK, or the Bunkicule are going to be so traumatized from this going forward, they stop functioning. And we're already halfway there on the latter, so we really need to speed up the TPK
Here's
if we
the
want
thing.
any semblance of a happy memory with the Bunkicule.
Remember, wizards get that chill touch to stop them from healing.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Here's the thing. I think there's
Narcisse
three
gets
couples
rid of
left in this spunky kill. And I think it's pretty much sorry, and Aurelius.
And Aurelius. There's 3 couples left, and
Oh,
Aurelius.
no. Because we're one bunk bed down, but Aurelius never got a bunk, so Aurelius is just gonna be in the Xana Rudri bunk on Aurelius's own. We need another NPC stat.
Stat.
That house
we
is
need
gonna
to
seem
steal
real
Tom's
empty
bomb.
soon.
Here's the thing. You are 2 out of 3.
My dad is
couples.
there.
Fuck your dad.
Yeah.
I'm
And I
sorry.
got my dad.
Fuck your
Fucking
dad.
NPC.
Fuck your dad.
Their dad
also
is like level
feel-
10 though.
Listen, my
I was
dad
gonna say-
wanted a good Folia for me and my mom. He did not know that the cult was fucking awful.
He left
I-
when Xana
I-
was 12. I have daddy
Yeah.
issues. I'm not letting that shit slide.
Howard.
Oh, same.
Okay.
Okay,
Same.
wait, Narcisse and Lorna are in the
Same.
He
same.
left when they were 12 on business. He stopped writing when they were 16.
Okay,
Oh,
it's still
well,
not great.
that sounds like a Xana's dad problem, doesn't it? I've still got daddy issues and I'm still not letting it slide.
Yeah, you think Lorna's deep-rooted daddy issues are just gonna let that slide? No, she doesn't trust fathers.
I have an update. I let Quentin, because Quentin, when they gave me the holy water, was like, you need to let me know if this gets used in something really cool. And I was like, I will. And I
No.
used it, and now Quentin's crying.
As they should. I have a question.
They're also playing Magic the Gathering. Fitting.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell
Does
yeah.
anybody else have inspiration for some reason? Yeah, why do we have that?
I basically made
At
pretty
some
good
point,
as well.
Jesse probably gave it to us.
Yeah, I think we as a group got inspiration for something stupid.
For being
Like,
beautiful.
for one of our stupid extended bits. Because I have an inspiration and I
Good.
don't know why.
I definitely
Y'all should push
don't,
for
'cause
inspiration
I
for
haven't
the
been
funeral.
around a ton lately, so that probably has something to do with it.
You should have inspiration. I give you.
I should have.
Yeah, give yourself an inspiration as a treat.
I'm gonna go, Jesse. I have an inspiration. Jesse's gonna go. Why? I'm gonna go. Trixia gave it to me.
Yeah.
Just
Like a body?
for being cute.
Like a blessing?
For being amazing. Oh my god, we're so
Jesse,
so-
23.
we have so much ADHD. Oh yeah, so 2 of the 3 couples left. I think Narcisse and Mysterion would go straight into the mouth of the Oracle of Cracked Eyes.
I need it to be known that there is probably a scene this long rest where Narcisse walks up to Lorna and is like, listen, you're about to say some shit, so don't. However, if I die in this battle and someone else needs healing, I'm taking the fucking L. Don't you dare.
Hey, so who's all surviving to be able to go to Savednum later?
None of the Bunky Kill was ever gonna go to Savednum, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Let me talk.
Would chill.
I think Savale and Lorna
Clear.
are the only people.
He said no.
Savale and Lorna are the only people with like survival instincts.
Oh yeah,
and it's kicking in this exact moment.
Look,
and the other last couple is like, fuck it.
You were like,
Fight
oh,
or
Bunky
flight,
killed
and
TPK,
I
and I
am
was
a
like, no.
flightless
I
baby.
really
Because Savale's
have
gonna
survival
leave.
instincts, but in the same way, Moon Boy doesn't have survival instincts.
Oh yeah,
He's
That's
just like
unfortunate.
he's just like there.
He's vibing.
He's vibing. He's there. He doesn't have a sense of danger.
He's like, what's
and-
going on? This is my fam.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
For reference, I don't play wizards nearly enough, but the thing with the arcane fuckery trickster rogue is that they get wizard spells, so I need help picking wizard cantrips and wizard spells for going
Chill
forward.
touch. Just get it. Oh wait.
What's a
I've already got chill touch locked and loaded, baby.
Yeah. I don't know what else though. I don't know what wizards have. I don't play wizards.
Well, Firemark's just the
Fireball.
classic.
Narcisse
That's just
only gets
Fireball.
Reliant.
first level spells.
Oh.
And
What
I
do you want your
don't,
utility to be? Because like
yeah, I don't
Fireball.
need to worry
build
about
little
damage.
different.
Narcisse
yeah.
can't get fireball.
You should get it. You need it.
Narcisse's damage all comes from their rogue shit.
It's the
just
only
utility.
good wizard spell.
Oh yeah, Elder Elijah. I don't know if you heard the comments earlier today about Moonbeam on druids. That's it. It works specifically on shape changers extra well.
I will tell you this. I am not high enough in Druid to get Moonbeam.
Does anybody have silvery barbs?
What about those
I
druid
do.
NPCs
One
near
of
us?
the ones
Do they-
that
are-
Narcisse.
Can they cast
We
level
don't
2
have-
spells?
We don't have any druid NPCs. So
I thought Arden's group had some druids. I don't.
It's
Or
me
it's
and
they're gone now.
yeah, it's me and Kine. We're druids, but he's more druid than I am. I'm druided.
Because if we can Moonbeam
Yeah.
one of the hatreds with the class levels that, like the one we fought last time, and force them into a human shape, that'd be helpful.
That only
If I
works
got-
for the changed ones.
Yeah. If I got one more level during any of this, or if I've ever put one level into monk, I would almost triple my damage output.
Jack, consider shield.
Shield is nice.
Well,
Uh,
you don't
it's
have a
a
lot of
reaction.
spell slots for shield to be as useful as you'd
Funnily
like.
enough, that's
Yeah.
also one Narcisse already has.
Okay, well, I was only going to say
Mysterion taught it to them.
only because I know that a lot of the spellcasters will use magic missile. We're not
They do
looking
like.
into that. I
using
mean, magic
that.
missile is a
Yeah.
good choice too because it's a D4. It's a D4 damage, but it's guaranteed. Or fucking sleep. You can cast sleep.
No,
Sleep
don't
isn't very
think
good.
I have to
gonna
think
do
about the
much.
sleep.
Sleep
We
is
have
not
to-
good.
They're immune
What-
to being
What if?
charmed.
What if a million?
Sleep is only good
fairies-
when you're level 3, and then
What
it
if
stops.
a
being good.
million fairies
Yeah.
come through a portal? Then what?
The-
What if a million of
So
million Jaquises?
Sleep has an average of 22.5 hit points. I'd just like to point out. So that's not bad for a first level spell slot.
Yeah.
However, I don't think anything's going to be that.
It doesn't
weak.
scale well is the
Yeah.
issue.
Sleep is one of those situations where you have to like beat them down so hard that you can hope that you like when you use sleep, they'd have enough hit points that it'll work.
I also do feel the need to say Narcisse only has first level spell slots because of the amount of rogue they are. So, listen, The reason I enjoy the Arcane Trickster is the Spell Thief, but you don't get that until like level 17, so Narcisse can't do shit.
Wow. And I don't even think Narcisse is going to
What
make
about
it to level
Launch Striker?
17.
Yeah!
Tasha's Caustic Brew
Hey.
is always a good.
Tasha's
Jesse,
Caustic Brew is the
What up?
other one that
If-
Narcisse has.
if Tom makes
Silvery
it to Savannah,
barbs.
do I keep my
Also
all my
silver
levels
barbs.
and whatnot? Are we gonna like reset?
Oh, no, you keep your levels.
All right, cool.
For those
Most people
campaigns,
will
what
be.
are we starting at?
Sorry, say that again.
For those campaigns, because some people will be coming into that, like what if you're making a new character, what level? Are
Yeah,
you?
so there's only going to be one campaign, which is Elder Elijah's original campaign, which is going to start at like 11 or 12 because those characters are higher. Everyone else will start at 10. So for most of the Fleeing characters, that will be a bump of like 1 to 3 levels. There's only one other Fleeing party that will get to 9, maybe 10. Just because of the longevity of the first two. But
How dare
Jesse.
you,
Hell yeah.
Lorna?
what's that?
How
What?
dare you? I am a
yeah, we'll get to that in a
dragon.
second.
Goddamn.
Okay, cool. Just asking.
I'm checking a couple of things here. I
Do
need to
lizards have fire breath?
Some probably do.
I thought you were just
No,
saying a lizard
no,
just to say
I
that.
suddenly
was
just
Oh,
had
lizard.
a terrible
mean-
no good thought.
What's
I
that really no
mean-
good thought?
Aren't
If you-
Dragonborn weirdly more
Lana's
mammalian in
parents.
Teen
Son of
Dragon
what?
Dragonborn
Lana's
are more related to
parents
humans than they are to
fucking
dragons, yes.
Technically,
Oh yeah.
They're not even that reptilian.
Zana's past
No.
dead.
technically, if you wanted to go a lizard for folk and any of them that have spell casting, just take dragon's breath. There you go. They can breathe
Wait,
fire.
we can't actually confirm if Tom is a dragonborn.
Tom could just
Canon.
be a kobold with fire breath.
Is he
Canon.
even a paladin?
Younger Elijah or
It's
Ariana,
Oh my,
rather, can you make a wisdom
7-foot
saving throw?
kobold.
That's the big
Which-
reveal for Tom. is
so
that, like,
I
end
can-
of game.
Okay, so
Tom has a
wisdom
skin
saving
condition.
throw.
What?
Do I roll portent for today?
Sure.
Okay. Does this feel invasive, or like?
You are
Like, come
offering
here.
yourself to something,
Mhm.
and it is reaching back.
Cool. I'm gonna roll 2 portents.
I'm sorry, run that past me again, Elijah.
Hold hands.
He's joining my MLM.
Wow, those are 2 very good rolls.
Listen, we just got someone to join Surveil's MLM, and then this happened.
Listen, the devil
Okay.
works hard, but the red
Competing
fang
MLMs.
works harder.
So the fight's happening today.
The mysterious
I
bunch
have
of ribbons.
2 very good portents, but I have an inspiration from a very long time ago, so I'm gonna use that.
You know, I'm
We
technically
should get inspiration like session 2 or something.
Yeah, probably.
the
so bad at
Asterion
you.
card.
Beautiful.
the Asterion card is already punched by Arden and Narcisse, but you know, I punched the ticket so that
Gotta
I get
add,
a
gotta add a
I
little bit more.
stand-
16, Jesse.
16. Tight.
I stand
So would you
by
rather protect the information that is most crucial to the course of history, or the information that is personal to you? This is about the people who you have seen but most other people
So-
have not.
So share the info about my deep personal life, or the broad things that could, in the wrong hands, destroy everything.
Yep.
This is a big one.
I feel like Asterion has a little bit more common sense than Elijah.
Fuck off.
I like that you think
He's
that.
traumatized.
Nah.
Yeah,
Elijah's
Asterion
wisdom.
doesn't think straight. He just lost one of his friends.
Asterion has only been thinking for like a
kidding me?
week at most, and it hasn't
Yeah,
been going
really.
well
He
for
was
him.
he was in a
You-
coma.
He was
for
like
way longer than
comatose
he's
less
known
than
these
a month
people.
ago.
Yeah.
A month. The fuck?
Jesse, do I destroy your world with one of them?
You cause a very big problem, or cause the beginning of a very big problem that could.
Is it an us problem?
Yeah, is it a bunkie kill problem?
Or
But
a
stop.
Jesse problem.
I
It
knew
will be.
the
It will
fraction of-
be, but
the
if
fact
the
that-
other problem would directly only affect the bunkie kill, or like those
The other
people.
thing would only affect you.
Oh, fuck
no!
yeah.
Why'd you say that?
Fuck yeah.
Why'd you say that?
I was-
Yeah,
Cool.
I was
only
about to
affect
say-
me,
Feed into
baby.
his
Only affect
self-sacrificial
me.
bullshit.
Yeah, do
how
it. Do
bad
it.
how bad is this big problem? Like Folia type big?
Yeah, I think it's fully.
So
it's like
Venom
the,
bad.
Like,
the secrets that
we
I
can
know.
say goodbye to Falia. We don't
Yeah,
need
fuck
Falia
Folia.
anymore.
No, but I'd rather hurt myself more than everyone in Folia, but I'd rather kill everyone in Folia for the bunkie kill. So I'll choose me.
Okay.
Wait, what?
So
I
Yeah.
would kill
You-
every
so-
single one of
heard
you for the
him.
bunkie kill.
You heard
You
him.
heard him.
I would
Tom.
kill every
me-
person, incling my not my my
Let-
parents, but
Let me
Not your-
explain this
no,
to
no.
you. Let me explain this to you.
shut
you
up.
Just tried
You're
to
not
make
here.
a deal.
You're not here.
You
You're not
just tried
here.
to make a deal with the guardian
here.
of Falia.
You're not here.
Oh,
and he's weak as fuck, so I don't care. Boo hoo,
so,
bitch, boo hoo,
so,
cry.
So everyone shut the fuck up. Didn't even laugh. How dare you? Okay, so Asterion, in your grief, you reach out to something. I will tell you the second revelation that Asterion has first, which is that there were only ever 3 slots available. The first 2 were taken by Plyvorn and Xana. The third was very recently taken by Xana's father. You reach out in a moment of desperation to a unfeeling, abstract being buried somewhere deep within Falia, and you have a revelation that this being is dangerous. And although the powers can be channeled for good, you have something magically bound in your head that can't be revealed. This will be a difficult thing to convey through roleplay because it's very abstract. It might be something that we need to discuss over time. Sterion, your understanding of your personal life, the people, the faces, your place amongst people is shattered as it rips through understanding that you know something that it wants. It has nothing to offer you. The core of Asterion, which is someone who is in pain, and someone who I imagine is very motivated to achieve their goals. You know from a logic line about the cult. You know that the cult is the source of your pain. You don't understand when this started happening. And as mud drips down from the edges of your eyes, you are not quite sure exactly who is with you. You have some feelings. For the purpose of the latter half of the session, a combat this size with a creature this powerful is a bit too large. So we will shake it up a little. Yeah, we're in a Spicy little place here. Um, um, we will, I suppose I will go through a series of like scenes from a distance and images. I imagine Asterion knows the feeling of shame for his actions. He knows he did something wrong and is keeping quiet. Amongst all of the grief, I believe everyone would be able to assume that Asterion is grieving in his own way. Narcisse might reach out for your hand and you might hold it, and you know that you love this person, but you don't really know who they are. Not really, you don't know details. You look at people around you and you have feelings again. And you know the reason why you don't know is because you did something stupid and impulsive. But there are just so many things that don't make sense. As all of you press on at this point, like the yes, Elder Elijah.
Shit, I kind of spaced for a second. Hold on, give me a second. Good, continue.
Okay.
Lost my thought.
As you press towards the city of Listel once more, this time hoping for some stronger sense of victory. Less than 12 hours since Xana's death. It is late at night or early in the morning, depending on your perspective. Mechanically, or rather not mechanically, but I think narratively, the party is close to not being capable of handling this fight. But there is no choice. Donmeyer's forces will reinforce and help clear crystalline hatred in the city. You can only hope that the cultists more of them have had a change of heart than not. There is one being in particular that is most dangerous to all of you. I'm going to make a single roll for just that being, which is the awakened crystal cursed that nearly took out our paladins a number of days ago. Moving through the city, your hearts torn. I would like to take some time here as you all face down this threat with the very real possibility of dying. But having a purpose. Because if you don't die in trying to accomplish something, nothing happens here. And none of these people in the city will be saved. And the country will continue to burn. I want to start partially because David has not had a chance to pitch in the session, and also because I think this feeling is most profound in Akinar. David, if you were around, I should give a moment to see. Okay, perfect.
Around internet's just really bad. Okay.
Oh,
There
good,
we go.
good.
Hopefully, hold on.
Speed walking through the house.
Beautiful. Oh, there's a freeze frame. It's fine. I'll assume that he can hear me. Beautiful. You have gotten used to the idea of people dying around you. It's not unfamiliar. But again, as echoed in the last big crossover session, there's something that these people do that the Svedans don't, which is have profound care for each other. People who aspire together, who dream together. I will give an opportunity here. So describe what Akinar is feeling. And then if you would like, and I think I'll only give this to a couple of people because there's only so much time, but if you would like to choose to do a scene with someone either in the last 12 hours or like in the days prior, that like amplifies the kinds of feelings that Akinar that might be contributing to where Akinar is in this fight. Did that all come across clearly and sensibly? Okay. I'll give the floor to you.
Also, everyone put a hand up if my internet kills itself. Just let me know because it's not being very good.
No worries.
Yeah. I think Akinar is completely lost in the fact why she's even with this whole group, but it's a gut feeling that it's the right direction. It's the feeling of heading towards a cliff and knowing that you're going to fall off of it and perish, but for some reason it feels like this is the right direction and this is the way to get through the interpersonal struggles that she is going with. But the amount of care and compassion everybody has towards each other definitely is leading her to believe that even though we have the disadvantage, maybe this time will be different because we have more connections with each other. Everyone won't just disband and go for their own. And definitely have that compassion with the party members that I've come across the way, and definitely seeing how much every one of you care for each of your party members, which is just beyond her capacity.
Fair enough. I think we'll just go down the list until I see another opportunity here. Tom, going into this fight, you are oathed to the people of this city. As you are oathed to people in every city and town and hamlet. There is a real fear without an ancient dragon by your side that this is a doomed mission. It's a fear, not a reality, not for certain. Where is Tom at?
He has his head held high He's not going to let it get to him. After the experience with the birds, he's remembered his training. He's remembered his life before he was a simple sellsword living in the woods. And he's fallen back into that instinct of nothing can touch me. If it hasn't yet, it can't happen. And he's tried to forget what's happened to him, and he's trying to forget how poorly this went last time. But it's always just sticking in the back of his mind. But he's doing his best to ignore it.
In theme with hope, you have to believe. You have to believe. You have to lie to yourself. Whether you know or care that you're lying to yourself. It's just what it is. Sam. I can do a contextualizer for you as well. It takes a lot of energy to do all these things, but it's fine. It's fine. You're paying me. It's fine. It's just I thought I could.
By
get
the
away
way,
with it.
Jesse,
It's
do you
better
want to
if I
let
could.
the here? I'll text you.
So facing down this threat, you have already lost one friend.
Three.
Well, three, yeah. Again, there's this feeling of uncertainty in facing this problem, in facing this figure again. Yeah, what are the feelings present as you potentially face someone dying or yourself?
I think with Xana's death, I think I've only known Xana for a short time, but I think seeing their father, sort of the grieving and that poem, and also knowing that my parents are so nearby and that if I were to die, they would be dealt the same sort of like pain as I've seen lots of my family members recently, so they're like really much in my mind. So one half of me is sort of going in knowing that possibility of me dying, whether or not they'll even know, be able to grieve that, and the other part is just sort of going through replaying the last sort of battles we went through and trying to figure out like strategies as they're trying to push down any sort of like this isn't a time to really grieve as we're about to go into the battle.
I will extend this to the Bunkicule generally. You've lost 2 members. I suppose not to drive in the but 3 with Geiger at.
I was gonna say Asterion, he's dead, bitch.
3.5. Listen,
3.5.
you've lost a lot.
Asterion who?
Going in together, and facing again, like you can see the size of this seer from the edge of the city. You can see it loom over the city. There is no one else here to fight this thing. It's just you. What is everyone feeling as you approach?
Narcissus. So
Go ahead, Jack.
Narcisse is thinking about Venudry and the original base of bunkerations and how there was a point in time where they won, which has not been happening for a considerable amount of time. And not to quote Flip from the chat, but they're really hoping if they can pretend this is just a pillow fight, it will all be fine.
Asterion?
Asterion is just confused, scared, and lost. He feels like an emptiness and just raw emotions that he really couldn't imagine anyone digging through or even trying to organize or handle, and like kind of doesn't feel like it's his. Going into this, he's just kind of looking around with kind of wonder and awe and just going through it all.
Lorna?
I think that as they kind of face off this thing, they see the seer on the edge. I think Lorna has a moment of like, we should run away, you know? We should go, we should run away.
Sure.
And
you know, it's not too late for
I'm
that
down.
farm with shirtless Aelith in the field.
Second.
I don't know who you guys are, but I'm down to leave.
I hate to break it to you guys. You guys leave here, you're dead. Give it like a week.
I don't really know who I am,
That
so I can
sounds
leave.
like a Tom problem. It's going to be a really cool week for us.
I think
we're gonna have a really good final week. Whoever your
We're
names
going to
are.
be watching Aelith, shirt off, walking through the fields from our little prairie house.
Oh, fuck.
And we're going to be having
Flip is right,
a great
though.
time.
Flip is right. Flip is right. So
that sounds like
I don't know who the
let's
fuck
let
Xana is. Let's leave.
Lorna continue here, though, please.
I think she's a moment of I should run, we should go, we should leave. But she has that revelation that she said she doesn't make promises, but she's like, Xana, there's Xana, Xana's memory they have to take care of. At the same time, there's nowhere to run. This is where it is. And in those like moments, she's I think just before they go off and like go into the battle, Lorna's just gonna go next to Aelith. She's gonna there's nothing to grab because they don't wear a shirt. But she's gonna like pull him down to her, kiss him, and say, for good luck. Right?
Yeah. Good luck.
And if we survive this, and just think, there's a lot more where that came from.
I'm gonna get through this.
Aelith is a man on a mission.
It's a good thing Aelith knows those
the
things
power.
about half-elven children.
The power of boners compels you.
Aelith is about to have so many half-elven children. It's unreal.
The power of boners is the single strongest thing in the universe. I don't give a damn about friendship.
Stop.
This day has been so unnecessarily horny across all the crossover sessions.
Fuck this! I need to get laid.
Exactly.
I wish I were Lala
Exactly.
being horny right now. Anywhere but here is where I wish I was.
For sure. It's so unfortunate you are here.
True.
And
Anything?
we're paying you to torture us.
Yeah. Hey, folks, this is what you can get with the low price of 20 American dollars. Price is going up in August or whenever the fuck the next campaigns start. Please be
Oh,
mindful of your
great.
bank accounts.
No.
Same.
Any other
Maybe.
contributions before I start to tear you all apart?
Should I be here for? Should I go? Can I? What do you,
No.
do you want me to? Should I go
You're
to
stuck
bed?
with us. No.
Tucker, if you're
I don't
very
know.
tired and out of it,
I don't even know what's happening.
I have to
have
be at
no
work in
fucking
6 hours.
clue.
You're stuck with this.
No, fuck you.
Sleep.
I'm just like, it's like
Sleep
the
is for the
tired plus
weak.
the not what's no. Fuck, I can speak English. I swear to God, it's the tired plus like not really knowing what's going on that I'm like, should I be? I don't know how important it is. I was like thinking about
Sleep.
this before, where I was like,
Yes, sleep,
this
please.
is probably a bad session to miss, and I feel like I was right.
We need all the targets for synaptic static that
you
we
go
can
to bed.
get.
Go to bed.
Yeah,
Brother,
it's
Go to
sleep.
bed.
Go to
Vale
bed.
can be there in spirit, and
Yes,
Jesse can kill
yeah.
him without my presence.
I release you. This is all recorded as well, so you can watch
Yeah,
it when you have slept. You silly little boy.
We need all the bodies
I'm
we can
not
get.
Oh,
silly.
no, go.
I'm so normal.
Just sleep.
Okay. Please.
What?
See you Saturday, Tucker.
Wow.
Yeah, Saturday.
See you Saturday.
See you Thursday.
Elder Elijah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have something.
Yeah, I think Arden is going to take this time before we go into battle to find a tree, and he's like, while I would assume is it's kind of like the like you said, like what he would think is like early morning, so probably like the moon still kind of shining along with the sun, and he'll walk over to like a tree where like the light is kind of hitting just a certain spot that kind of lights up at the base of the tree, and he'll just, I think he like very religiously and ceremonially removes his like full wooden armor, and then I think he like inscribes a druidic rune that would represent like the nameless red archfey, and I think he like takes his sword and he just kind of like bows his head and just kneels there and just silently prays to Willinaire, to the nameless red, just praying as the light kind of shines down on him.
Can we assume Caritas is here as well?
We're assuming all members
Awesome.
are present. I need to 1 second. Zoom's being weird.
Sorry to interrupt, but I was wondering how much later we think we're going to run, because I do have work in the morrow, and unlike Tom, I do be needing sleep.
30
Sleep is for the weak.
minutes is the regular session time. So 20 minutes of gameplay and then stars and wishes after that. Do be needing to do a thing.
Sleep is for cowards.
So as you all head towards this seer, fighting through crystalline hatred. I would like to know who has under 38 hit points.
I have exactly 38 hit points.
Me.
I'd love it if you didn't.
Lay on hands.
I have 50.
As like a max.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I might be able to save one person.
Get a Geiger out cure wounds in there? What?
I can heal.
Is it?
I have heroism,
I
which
just
gives
get
you
the
6 temp HP.
Is it just Asterion who has under 38?
I have is like 30. Yeah,
30. Yeah,
meets
38
it,
and
beats
under.
it. Okay.
Yeah. Sam, as a wizard, you have more.
Yeah, 44.
Okay, cool.
Some of us have good con.
So, the seer is 70 foot tall. As you all face it down, already injured from fighting through the city, the cultists, some of them are on your side, some of them not. The more you injure the crystalline seer, the more damage it does as pieces of crystal break off and begin to get pulled into these different spots of gravity. The fight, yes, Tom?
I was just going to ask if I could do some intimidation while we're in the fight to try to scare the people onto our side.
It's the cultists are not in the seer fight. We're just worried. Don't think about it too much.
Okay.
The seer is outside of the party's capacity to face. Asterion is the only one in this moment that is unconscious, but everyone is severely injured. There's a moment where you fear the worst and wish you had an ancient dragon to accompany you. Who has good passive perception here?
I believe mine is 17.
17?
19.
19. Okay. So those with passive perceptions around that area will notice the shadow overhead. As traveling from afar on back of an adult dragon, the Septum Souls, the entire party, not just Quint, comes in to aid in this fight. Oh, and there's Thomas. Everyone, if you could briefly describe to these two players what in a state of near fucking death you all look like for those of you for those who haven't met. So that's going to be Tom, Sam, David, and Elder Elijah. Just briefly, because it feels like the session is waning with some energies today. But starting with Tom here.
All right, so I am a golden dragonborn, heavy armor, whatever. I have these flowers growing out of my head and face and whatnot, but I'm so beaten and bloody that you can't tell where flower root is or petal and what is just blood hissing down my face.
Matt.
So I'm a tiefling, but I got orcish blood, so I'm like 6'5" or whatever, very tall for a tiefling, and have white spiraling horns, and I'm very stressed looking and sweaty as I hold my staff. casting spells.
Elijah.
I play Arden, who is an Eladrin who stands at about 6'6", 6'8", if you count his massive stag-like antlers. He's in full wooden, like full plate armor, but it's probably covered in blood of his own and probably somebody else's that he's probably trying to protect. He's probably, I would say, depending on how bad this fight is, he's probably in a state of like, zombie mode of like mentally he's not there, but he's just still running, and his arm is probably like dislocated, so his shield is barely hanging on his arm, but his sword hand is still like good.
And David.
Awesome. I play Akanar, a human woman, black hair with some white tint to it. Probably the person Arden is protecting, because she is absolutely petrified with fear and probably not even holding her sword anymore and just shaking in her boots.
So flying far from up north, knowing the general area of where these folks are, having successfully got Rodavir to your side and will meet at the meeting of the monarch, coming on the back of Agradal with my Lyra, the Garvuri, there is a very fucked up crystalline seer, same size as the one in Aprazal, that the party is attempting to deal with. There is chaos in the streets. There are crystalline hatred everywhere. Most people are very injured. Asterion is the only one who is down. If we can get brief descriptions of what the three characters, because Elijah plays Gorham as well here, look like, and then just like fucking I don't know, I'll narrate it. There's too many things going on. This fucking four-way crossover, it's crazy. Yeah. What starting with Camden.
At the front of the dragon, like in like the first position, just like ready to completely ready to go, is Quint. He is a human paladin, and he's just in gold and white armor. You'd recognize it as like Legion attire, but it doesn't have any of the symbols associated with it.
Thomas.
Arakini is a elf, middle position of the dragon, better to message, very drab clothing, still dressed for the desert.
Hell yeah. So go ahead.
With us coming in, I wish Umita was here. I guess I will prep this with Quint has haste.
And Gorham, what does Gorham look like?
Gorham is this giant earth genasi that looks like under the rocks covering his skin is earth, kind of flowing at an insane rate with mix of ribbons and flowers growing in his skin, going up to his neck. Arden would recognize these are the ribbons of the Nameless. Instead, where hair would be, he has roots just kind of growing, creating a beard and like making hair for himself, which he did not have in the past. Emerald eyes, and he is getting ready to fight and transform.
Arakini, you immediately can clock that Asterion is down. You don't see Xana anywhere, but you can direct Quint toward getting Asterion up. as Quint does whatever he needs to do, the dragon, like dropping you off, immediately engaging with the crystalline seer. All of you, as these friends come to assist, to help, to save the day, to join the fight, to join the dream. I imagine Narcisse is near Asterion. As kind of Quint kind of heals him, and you kind of pull him to his feet. That's the moment you recognize something is wrong.
Who?
Just Narcisse. Something. Within a number of moments, the crystalline seer, already super damaged from the party, finished off by actions of the party and the dragon. The caverns that have ripped through the city begin to collapse, and there is a very narrow escape as you all pull through. Arakini, once again, as you look around, they did not get Xana. Our last scene of the day will be this side of things. As everyone is bloody and beaten and broken, Arakini, what do you say here?
Thank you for fighting the good fight. I see that this has not been an easy fight for you all. But know that we bring aid, and we will do all that we can to make sure that everyone here can make it to the meeting.
Friends!
Specifically, in noticing Xana is not, we'll assume that you don't know what the people have told you here. And I think Arakini's assumption would be that they were like, they weren't made it out of the crystalline caverns or something. Yeah.
There seems to be some missing from the party that I am familiar with. Do we have anyone we need to still collect or save?
I can do it.
Yes, thank you, Goran.
There's no need. We dealt with it.
They're gone.
Gone.
I am truly sorry for your loss. Is there no way we can potentially retrieve them, or they are lost to the crystal caverns, or?
More than lost. Arakini, I think it might be best to let sleeping dogs lie here.
If it is
friend gone.
If it is too tough, do not say anything.
Arakini, as you give him a little bit of space here, immediately you're a little bit confused. As you see, as the crystalline rifts close in the city, and those who could be saved of the people here, to some degree, are saved. Looking down the street, limping towards the party. Flip, can you turn on your camera and show the other side of your cosplay?
Oh my god.
Xana's corpse, everyone. And we'll close the session there.
Wait a fucking minute.
Reborn, motherfucker.
Technically, is so horribly relieved.
Oh God.
Wow. Stereon did that shit for nothing.
This is really a Plivorn 2.0.
I had a portent for a nat 20, Jesse, and I didn't use it on the save.
You still have it.
So real quick, because people are tired, we'll respectfully skip over Camden Arakini, who came in just for a fun little cameo here, and also
Thanks
because
for the cameo.
the
That
other,
was great.
yeah, like that twist at the end.
Hey, we're sorry for burying you.
The other parties.
I think that mud came from inside.
It's okay, I'm dead.
Yeah, in our defense, we really didn't think you were going to be walking around again.
So this is why we didn't burn the
I'm
body.
dead.
I understand.
Burn you
Yeah,
dead.
yeah, no, it's Santa's corpse. It's a corpse.
Wait, hold on.
What's up?
I did ceremony. How the fuck are you dead?
Also, I gentle reposed your ass.
Some
Well,
people refuse to
sometimes
die,
I'm not
don't worry
undead.
about
I
it.
am dead.
Hey,
Ooh.
fuck you, Jesse.
Whoops.
Okay.
I personally fuck
so
you.
Confused.
Prepare for the mud seizures.
Give you the notes. I
What a
have on
fucking
Plivorns.
waste of a nap.
So yeah, real quick, because we got a lot of people. Stars and Wishes star on top corner is always today. That's Tom.
5 dice. 62. Stars of the session. Xana's funeral, and then Xana's back. Tom is so horribly relieved that he does not have to live with the knowledge that he has. Hey, I mean, he still has to live with it, but it's less so.
It's a fucking corpse, man. What are you
Still
talking
there.
about?
His burden is cut in half.
Matt.
Oh, you got 17 out of 20 stars. Fun, interesting session. Sam will have to give them a field guide on when your friend is dripping mud and says weird stuff very often for the book he killed, because he took a lot of notes on Plivorn. And fun little cameos at the end. One step closer to meeting my dad again. That's all I got.
Younger Elijah.
Fuck you. Jesus fucking Christ. Jack is my star. Just sorry. Fucking Xana is back. I don't trust that ship for a second. Wishes, I don't become a fucking stupid ass bitch mudlock. That would be bad. Jack, when is Jack not our star? Never. Jack is the
It's
star.
what I
okay?
deserve after
Put
all
that
this
crown back on, bitch.
stress.
Yeah,
The
fuck
Bunky
you.
Kuehl-
Fuck you, Jesse. I can't live anymore. This is too much.
The Bunky Kuehl is the Brokey Kuehl.
Fucking, we're done. We're retiring. Screw this.
Jack.
We can't retire.
You're alive. There's no more memory of you.
I'm not alive.
So stars. Fuck you. Flip. Fuck you for enabling this. Aelith. Fuck you for not coming in all John Wick style when we really needed you to. Trixia. Fuck you for not making it there in under a minute. Sam, Matt, fuck you for, I don't know, sweating, I guess. You didn't really do much wrong. Tom, fuck you and your fucking horse.
Stupid
Elijah, the younger,
I'm waiting for
Narcisse
it.
is onto your shit, and I hope you know that your days are fucking numbered.
I sent you my address.
Elijah
You could
the
come kill
older-
me.
Fuck you. Every single time I've seen you for the past 2 weeks, you've done nothing but destroy my life. I hope that your car spontaneously combusts the moment you need to go to work.
But my bestie. Oh, damn.
Is that the wish?
Brick, you've done nothing wrong. I'm not gonna say fuck you. You're having a time. Aki, my beloved, I've decided I'm going to join the other party. I can't be dealing with the emotional stress of the bunkicule. Okay, so
Welcome to
those were my
Spa
wishes.
Day.
Following up with stars afterwards. Quint, Arakini, Gorham. Great job, guys.
I was like, Gorham doesn't know. Gorham's gonna come in. Friends, huh?
There's a moment where I was considering actually running that combat, and I was like, there's not enough time. Even if I had everyone roll their turns at once, I was like, this is too much math.
Just remember, I know, but turn one.
Yeah. It would have been like 3 o'clock. It'd be like, Camden, Thomas, you still awake? Elder Elijah.
You know, stars. You know, Bunkicule for, you know, damn near almost fucking, well, I'm gonna give my star to Asterion because this fool actually cried. I mean, all of you actually cried, but this fool was about to literally destroy himself in every which way to bring Xana back, and I appreciate it. I appreciate how emotionally distraught all of you were. So, mwah, beautiful, love that. Star, Bunkicule is awesome. Wishes, wish. Yeah.
I wish I had wished to bring Rudry back. Fuck you, Jesse.
Yeah, I wish we could cast Wish.
You know, my only wish is that, you know, I get to, I don't know. I mean, we have a decent amount of combat. I think my wish is just to hit things as bear arted because it's so fun. I'm sorry. That's my wish. It's selfish wish, but wish for combat.
Elijah.
Fuck every deity in your world. That's it.
Okay,
Love you.
cool.
Nameless Red isn't a deity.
Yeah, I don't know why you're mad at the gods. There are no gods involved today.
He's an atheist now.
Technically, I'm God. I'm just kidding.
Parker.
God, that was brutal. Oh my God. I don't even know if I have a star. That was just sad. Fuck you, Jesse. Why'd you have to disintegrate Rudry, man?
Gotta make it hurt, babes.
Xana wasn't enough for you, you
Gonna
sick
fucking
fuck.
break you in half. Sorry.
Oh, no, seriously though, that was great. So emotional. Peak Bunkicule, but it's like the end of the Bunkicule. Everyone's fucking dead or whatever Asterion's going through. Like, God, it hurts. Wishes are for pillow fights and happiness.
Trixia.
Oh, Star. God, thanks for way to bring that emotion, guys. Good feeling. Good feelings. Not good feelings, but good at feeling. Oh, and then my Star is that I've had that idea of Lorna being like, hey, the fucking just kiss Aelith and go to battle. I've had that idea for weeks, and I'm glad I executed it. It was a moment, and I did it. And I'm so glad. Wishes. I wish for the Bunkicule not for all of them to die. I wish for not all of them to die. Thank you.
Flip.
Star, dying, I guess. I also Trexia, that speech you gave to my body, loved that a lot. I don't know, emotionally destroying you all was a lot of fun.
This is too far.
It was funny because like I have been thinking about how this was gonna go down all week. And I had so many thoughts of things to say, and then in the moment, none of them seemed right. And I was like, I think I'm just gonna die. Wishes. I'm excited to be a walking corpse, and I'm hoping that I get to hang out with my boyfriend in the Godlands when they're reopened.
We'll see. Brick.
I guess stars. I really appreciated Flip with the makeup and the cosplay. I think it's so fucking cool. Extra level of immersion. And everybody made me cry very hard. I know it looked like I was chilling with the French fries earlier, but there was tears on my face. Wishes, I don't really have any. Like, that was just really fucking cool. And I'm very pleased with where it's at. So
yeah. I could have just said that out loud when I was typing. It was just consequences, Thomas. This was just consequences of actions today.
Not an Alejandrian, sadly.
David?
Sure. First off, love you, Jesse.
Bullshit. Love you, Jesse.
Also, Falian's so emotional. But good job, everybody. I love the session. Wishes. Hopefully the Bunky Boys have more bunk beds because there's been some positions opened up, I think.
All right. Time to get those bunk beds ready, boys.
Yeah, thank you so much, Camden and Thomas, for showing up. As I was thinking of having you show up in the Wednesday games as surprises. I was like, you know what? We don't have time for the actual combat. We're gonna do a little bait and switch after emotionally devastating session. By the way, at the start of the session, the Bunky Kuel did ask me to record this. So everything so far has been recorded. And I think because it's an emotional session, I'll just post it public, the first kind of public session, if everyone is okay. If anyone is not okay, okay.
I just look fucking stupid when I cry, but that's fine. Let's go.
Listen, some of your stars.
I did my makeup for this. I knew.
Same.
Listen, this was, I don't want to keep everyone too long because it's I know people are tired.
I'm not
long
fucking
day,
sleeping.
Yeah, no,
that's
me
true.
neither.
Yeah. Cool down in VC.
Yep.
Hey.
But
I'm feeling clay today.
The soil chart.
Just at the end of the recording.
Whatever is like the opposite of Jesse and like says like fuck you to Jesse, like whatever. Silt. I'm Silt. What are you?
What's that yellowy one? I can't see
Clay.
it.
Or yellowy?
No,
or
no,
just
no,
yellow?
down, like the under
Play
the green.
loam.
We'll do this later.
Loam?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
loam.
please.
I'm loam today.
I'm wrapping up. Decide your silt sexualities in the VC. So thank you all for being part of the second huge crossover. Also, younger Elijah and Jack, you've now met all of the parties. And shortly, all parties will be in the same place. So if at this point, because there's so many characters, for all of these people, if anyone wants to do like extracurricular role play, please communicate with each other. I don't have time, but I'd really, it would be great if there's all these crossovers. There's a lot of great dynamics to explore that just won't have time in the main sessions. So we'll have visits from Septum Souls on the Wednesday games. Yes, Elijah.
Oh, I was just saying, like, for certain ones, if they're really important, do I like write up like a little synopsis or no? That's too much. Too much.
Just communicate with your.
Cool.
I
For
see what you're
you.
saying.
So like, if it's important, so you know,
yeah. That's fair. I might
just like
I
a
have,
quick little synopsis, not the whole
Yeah.
thing. Just
Yeah.
like, hey, these are our notes. This is what happened.
Fair enough. Yeah. But again, thank you everyone for being a part of these ding dang games. We're building something huge. Flip, I'll talk to you about mechanical changes later. Elijah, I'll kind of walk you through options about what happened to your character now. So I release all of you. I'm gonna stop the recording. Boop, stars and wishes, bye.